Hello, everybody. It's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is 7 o'clock Eastern on Saturday evening. So let me just do a quick refresher-ooly to be sure that I am actually transmitilating. So I'm going to move some stuff in the screen and see if anything... Oh, no, see, it's saying waiting. Let's do a refresh. There we go. Now we're moving. Now we got movement. All right. Okay, good. Hey, everybody. Appreciate you guys coming. It is a simple card, but I do love it. I am totally head over heels in love with the Encircled in Nature stamp set and the coordinating dies. Particularly this die right here. This die, if there was no other die in this set, I would be happy. But there are lots of other dies, so it's good. But I think this would be a great masculine card. And very simple, just says, "You mean so much to me." And then it's blank on the inside with those beautiful trees that come from the die set, or from the stamp set. And then the coordinating dies, I'd use 2 magnets because you want to get those wreaths in. So you have this wreath that actually cuts out the stamped wreath if you want it to, and then you have the foliage wreath as well, plus lots and lots of other foliage, which is always on my list. And then I also use the Stylish Shapes die set, which, you know, y'all, if you don't have this, I can't help you. Just get this. You need to have this set. I promise you that. Okay? And of course, I know you recognize the Perennial Lavender DSP because it's beautiful. So let's go ahead and get started. This will all be on my blog tomorrow, so do not worry. Hey, Jean, I'm sorry you panicked, but here I are. Hey, Nell. Hey, Romaine. Hi, Margaret. Is this new? This is the Encircled in Nature set. The Stylish Shapes obviously isn't, but Encircled in Nature, this is an online exclusive product. So demonstrators, Stampin' Up! Demonstrators have been able to get this since, around the beginning of February. And anybody who joins right now can get this. They could even add it to their starter kit as part of the joining special. So the joining special is quite good right now. You spend $99 and you pick $125 worth of product, whatever you like. It could even be this. And then you can either select our Glass Mat Studio, or you can select an additional $30 in Stampin' Up! Products. So it's an awesome, good deal. And it goes away on the 29th of, actually on the 1st of March. So if you're interested, you can get this right now. But this is going to be an online exclusive. You'll not see it in any catalogs, but it will be available in the online store come the 5th of March. Hey guys. Hey Lenny, appreciate you coming. Alrighty, so we're going to start. Let's see. I don't need this, but obviously I also have not cut my DSP for my envelope. So what we're going to do here is I'm matting everything on pecan pie. So I am going to do a little bit of cardstock harvesting and saving by creating my pecan pie mat using the mat piece for my card front. Now, I do not recommend doing this on the mat piece for your inside liner, because when you have a hole cut in the mat, if you try to write something on there, it's going to be a little bit icky and it's going to make it not very attractive. So if you want to save a little weight and save a little cardstock and cut from a mat, then do it onto the card front. So what I'm going to do is off camera, I kind of just wanted to show you how all of this went. So I'm going to do these particular die cuts off camera. I am putting these 2 dies together right in the middle of this card front, or this mat, and I'm going to use a sticky note. Hey, Stormy. All right, I'm going to use a sticky note to hold these in place. Actually, I'll probably need it down here a little bit further. There we go. Give it a good... And then I'm just going to run it through my Stampin' Cut emboss machine. Okay, so hang tight. I'll be right back. And what you end up with is a piece of pecan pie that you can save. You don't need it. and a mat that'll work perfectly fine, and a narrow pecan pie frame. The second frame is made again with the Stylish Shapes squares, but it starts with the large square and then it skips one. Let me make sure that I'm doing that right. Yeah, you skip one. So like this. Okay, so I'm just going to line those up and put my sticky note on here. And cut that out. Okay, so I'm going to get a white frame. Same thing, just running it through the cutter back here. All right, so here we have, and you can hang on to that. And here is your white frame. So to create the focal point, I have a 2.5 by 2.5 inch piece of the Perennial Lavender with that pretty plaid. And I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue. Hi, Iniki from the Netherlands. Appreciate you coming. I am going to adhere this to the 2.5 inch square, like so. And then I'm going to do the same with this frame. Now, I did go back and forth. You can tell me whether you think it would have been better. But I also looked at this kind of a frame where I had the pecan pie in the middle. And I went back and forth with it, and I decided to go with the larger frame. I liked how that looked better, so that's where we ended up. I also spent a lot of time trying to get a ribbon, a bow on this on this card. I really, really wanted a twine, either a double loop linen thread bow or just a crumb cake baker's twine bow, and it just didn't want to be there. It really didn't want to be there at all. So I finally said, okay, it's the card making universe saying, do not put a bow on here because it ain't working. All right, so we're just lining the edges of the squares up like that. That looks remarkably crookedy, doesn't it? Why is that looking so crookedy? Maybe my brain is looking crooked, but it does. No, it's fine. Okay. All right, so there's that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece of DSP to our mat. Hello, where? From Decatur? Is that Decatur, Georgia? There's only, I think there's a Decatur in like every southern state down around this part of the world. Do you think they just run out of names? I don't know. It seems weird to me. Okay, so there's that. And now I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal Plus, and I'm just going to adhere a length of this beautiful pecan pie. Pecan pie, pecan pie. Is this an SU sweatshirt? You know, it isn't. This is a Costco sweatshirt, believe it or don't. When I first saw it, I was like, that looks just like a DSP that we had at the time, but it wasn't. All right, so I'm going to put this on and try to get it kind of straight. Kind of straight. And then we'll just cut the end off here. Like so. I want a little bit more than that on there. A little bit more angle to it. There we go. All right, too. There. Now I can take some dimensionals, and I'm using black on this. because you'll see in a second I had the black out to for the pine trees, and so I figured I would just keep that going across there. So I'm going to use some, actually I don't do that. See, I got a little ahead of myself there. I want the dimensionals on the top and the bottom, but not in the middle, so that I don't interfere with my ribbon. I don't want to interfere with my ribbon. Hey, David, appreciate you coming. And yes, Julie, they are related. They are related. All right. So here we go. We'll put this on like so. What is that doing? There we go. Okay. Now, what I did, I think I can make it happen again, is I am going to stamp my sentiment on this little leftover piece in Pretty Peacock. I have been wanting to call this pecan pie. I've been working on writing the blog post, and every time I write Pretty Peacock, I've been trying to write pecan pie, and I don't even know why. I guess the PP alliteration is throwing me for a loop. So we're going to see if I can make this work. I'm going to stamp that in the middle there. And then I'm going to stamp this out, or cut it out, actually, with the next to smallest stitched shapes square. All right, like that. Again with my sticky note. And I will be right back. This is the last time I'm leaving you, I promise. I promise. I mean, you know, unless I screw it up, at which time I'll have to leave again. All right. So there is our sentiment. See how handy this stylish shape set is? My goodness. Hi, Nancy. Welcome. I hope you'll come back another time. I hope you'll enjoy what you see here. Okay. So this I'm going to put again with the dimensionals. And we're going to put it right in the center of our frame. You guys having a good weekend so far? And do you guys have Monday off for President's Day? I hope so. All right, we're just going to center that right up in our square right there, like so. Okay. Now, I used that beautiful, wonderful tree die from the Encircled in Nature set, and I cut out a Pretty Peacock. I had to work around pecan pie again. Pretty Peacock and a Lost Lagoon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue. Yeah. Going to use a little bit of liquid glue to adhere these two dies together. These two die cuts together. And I'm doing that once I get the... You can't leave your liquid glue open like that, Mare. You should know better. After all these years, you ought to know better, but apparently not. So it's a very flat learning curve. By adhering these together, I'm going to make it easier to pop it up on the dimensionals. Okay? It may not seem like it's going to be easier, but it will be. I promise. Because it's going to make it's going to make some larger areas to adhere dimensionals to. All right, and I'm going to do a little bit of offset there. Kind of try to get them straight. You do have to let liquid glue dry just a little bit, Mare, which you very well know. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Now, if there's any persnickety parts of any of this card, it's this one. Okay, so just stick with me. Don't give up. Don't give up on me, baby. I'm looking for my little bitty bit of... Oh, here it is. Okay. So what you want to do here is we're going to make little pieces of dimensional. Okay, this is going to adhere right here. And you can see that this part is already going to be popped up, if you will, because it's over this piece that is on the dimensionals. So I need some dimensionals in this portion of the die cut and down here, but I don't want to be able to see it. That's partly why I'm using the black, because it disappears a little bit better. Many people have Monday off because of Family Day. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, it's President's Day here, so I know. I don't know how I ever had time to work. That was crazy of me to even try. So I'm just going to take part of, this is the edge of my dimensionals, and I'm going to just cut some little pieces that will fit behind the cardstock. Okay. I think we want it right about there. All right, and then I think I can get one more right about there. And let me do a quick fit check. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so a little bit more. We're going to get a little more down here. The black disappears nicely. I know, Julie, this is like my very favoritist. This is like my very favoritist die. I love it a lot. A lot. And see, by adhering those two pieces together, we created some more space to put those dies. See how you really can't see it back there? It's like perfect. It's the best way to do this, I promise. We'll put a little bit right there. Okay, let's go ahead and see how that's going to set. I feel them. That's good. That's a good right there. I'm going to pull these off. Oh. All right. Just like that right there. Okay, and then I thought it would be fun to use these adhesive back lightning and stars, and I played around with coloring them, and then I thought, you know what really works the best? The yellow. Just put the yellow one right there where it belongs, because it's perfect. And there it is. That's all there is to this card front. Easy and also peasy. And it's going to go on a Lost Lagoon mat. So let's get the inside, which is even easier. I mean, seriously, a lot easier. Because it's just two stamps. The perfectly wonderful, large pine tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this twice. Thanks, Romaine. Appreciate that. I'm going to stamp it twice in the corner of my basic white cardstock panel. Twice in Pecan Pie. And before I clean it, I'm going to go ahead and do the envelope as well. Let me be sure I've got my... I'm not putting it like where the stamp is going to go or something goofy like that. Okay, and then we can clean this off. And I will then stamp it. I will then proceed to stamp. Did I say pecan pie? Oh my God, what is wrong with my brain? It's obviously Pretty Peacock. Gosh. Okay, and then once right in the middle, kind of offset height in Lost Lagoon. My goodness. All right. There we go. Clean that off. That's a mess looking for a spot. Close this up. I don't know what is wrong with my brain. So now if I was really following suit, I would say, and now I'm going to adhere this to a Pretty Peacock mat. But for once, I'll have the right color. It's going on Pecan Pie. Pecan Pie is my favorite, my current favorite brown of all time. I just think it is beautiful. And I think this needs another star. I just think it does. Right there, just like that. Now we'll go into my Lost Lagoon mat. And we'll pop the card front on with dimensionals. And then I'm going to go behind me and cut a piece of the Perennial Lavender that I did not cut ahead of time because I don't even know why. But my trimmer's right here. Okay. And we're going to do this with dimensionals again. I'll use the blacks. Let me cut that. Row two. Row two. Right then. Okay. Oh, here, this one's already started. I feel a case coming on. What was that song? I feel a something. That was a song like in the 80s. I feel a something coming on. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember. Take off our little lids. And there we go. All right, now let me cut my, oh, you know what? I'm going to put that lid back on. And this only needs to be, well, we'll just leave it. All right. And we'll put this on our, yeah, soft suede was a good one. I like this one better, and I'm not actually sure why, because they're kind of close, but for some reason, the soft suede always looked just a little muddy to me. That's probably not the right word. My artisticness fails me when we start getting into these technical things, but I prefer pecan pie, but soft suede was certainly one that I did like. Okay. Dimensional cover. Get off of there. World's easiest fussy cut. How beautiful is this Perennial Lavender paper? I love it. Y'all, there's only 2 weeks left to get any celebration freebies that you're wanting. Did y'all notice that there's Stampin' Right markers in the $100 level? All the new core colors, the whole pack of Stampin' Right markers free with a $100 order. That's a little bit tough to beat. All right, guys, there it is. A masculine card or not. It doesn't have to be a masculine card. It just would happen to work perfectly as one. And those are always hard to come by, I think. So take this and run with it. I hope you'll get it. Dusty. There it is. Dusty. That's a very good way to put it, Inicky. That's right. All right. I appreciate you spending part of your weekend with me, and I hope I'll see you again on Thursday for another card. And have a great rest of your weekend, long or otherwise. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.